Assalamu alaikum, dear students. This is your teacher Ummara Shaheen. I hope and pray that all of you are fine. Dear students, in our previous topic we started second chapter, which was diffusion, osmosis and active transport. Today we will see how osmosis is important in plant cell. First, let's go through the learning outcome. Today's learning outcome states that describe the importance of water potential gradient in the uptake of water by plants and the effects of osmosis on plant cell. Now, before going into the details of today's topic, let's have a quick recap of the previous topic, which was osmosis. Now, how can we define osmosis? Osmosis is the movement or passage of water molecules from the region of higher water potential to the region of lower water potential. That is, we say this down the water potential gradient through a partially permeable membrane. Now, what is water potential? Water potential is the ability of water molecules to move from one place to another. And what is meant by higher water potential? By higher water potential, we mean that we have a dilute solution with more water molecules. Now, what does it mean? Now, look at this diagram. Here you can see that these blue colored circles, these are representing water molecules, while this red one over here, this is showing solute molecule, which over here is a sugar molecule. So you can see that this region, it contains more water molecule, which means it is a dilute solution and it contains lesser solute concentration. So this side has higher water potential. See, and over here we have less water molecules and we have more solute concentration. So we can say this side has lower water potential. So when it comes to osmosis, the water will move from higher water potential to the lower water potential. So dilute solution will have more water potential, whereas concentrated solution will have lesser water potential. Now look at this. Today we will learn another term, which is tonicity. Now, what does tonicity means? Tonicity refers to the solute concentration of a solution outside a cell. Here, one thing which is very important is to keep in mind that whenever we talk about tonicity, so we are talking about outside environment. We are talking about the concentrations or conditions outside the cell. So what tonicity is? It is basically solute concentration outside the cell. We will learn about hypertonic conditions or hypertonic solution, isotonic solution and hypotonic solution. HYPER, hyper, it means more. It means that there is greater solute concentration and there is less water, which means that the water potential over here is less. Yes, water potential is less when it comes to hypertonic solution. Then we have the word isotonic. Iso means same. It means equal solute and water. Then we have hypotonic conditions. Hypo means HYPO, hypo. It means less. It means that there is less solute and more water, which means the water potential is, yes, you are all right. Hypotonic solution has higher water potential. See, this is a simple diagram through which I will explain the hypertonic, isotonic and hypotonic conditions. By hyper, it means more. Tonic refers to solute concentration. So here you can see that there is higher solute concentration in outside the solution as compared to inside the cell. This circle over here is representing the cell, while this is extracellular condition. This is the conditions of the solution. So in case of hypertonic conditions or hypertonic solution, there is more solute and there is less water outside, which means there is higher solute concentration and lower water potential. See, look over here. Here we have same solute concentration outside and same solute concentration inside. It means if there are this is just example. See, we cannot count water or solute molecules actually, but to clarify the concept, I will say that 1, 2, 3. There are 3 solute molecules outside and there is 3 solute molecules inside, which is representing the same solute concentration. The black ones over here are solute molecules, while the blue ones are water molecules. So the water potential of isotonic condition is same as that of the cell, while in case of hypertonic solution there is higher water potential inside and lower water potential outside. Now what about hypotonic solution? When it comes to hypotonic solutions, hypo means less. Less what? Less solute concentration. So over here, hypotonic conditions, there is less solute and there is more water, while inside the cell there is more solute and there is less water. So as a result, in case of hypertonic, as you know that osmosis, water moves from higher water potential to lower water potential, so water will move out of the cell. While in case of isotonic conditions, the amount of water leaving the cell is equals to the amount of water that is entering the cell. When it comes to hypotonic condition, there is higher water potential outside. The water will move into the cell by the process of osmosis by crossing this semi-permeable membrane. Now talking about the example of plant cell, how osmosis will occur in isotonic conditions. Iso means same. Yes, it means the equal solute in water, therefore no net movement of water molecules and no change in the cell volume. The amount of water entering the cell is equal to the amount of water leaving the cell. Now when it comes to hypotonic conditions, it means there is higher water potential outside. Cells is in the solution of higher water potential. So water will enter the cell by the process of osmosis, and as a result the cytoplasm pushes against the cell wall due to this turgor pressure, and the word we use over here, we say that cell will become turgid. You can keep the example of balloon. When we fill the air in the balloon, the cell will become swell, and this is called turgid. But here you can see when water will enter the cell, the plant cell, it will not burst. Why it will not burst? Because it has a support which is provided by cell wall. Cell wall prevent the cell from bursting when water enters into the cell by the process of osmosis. Now moving on to the last condition, which is hypertonic condition. Hyper mean more, which means that there is more solute outside and there is less water outside. Cell is in the solution of lower water potential than the cell contents. Okay? This cell has higher water potential. So water will leave the cell by osmosis, and when water will leave the cell, the cell cytoplasm will shrink. The cell will shrink, and this condition is called flaccid. Okay? Here one thing is very important, that you can see that cell membrane, it has left its specific position and now it is shrunk along with the cytoplasm. This over here is your cell membrane, and this over here, this is the cytoplasm, and this is vacuole. Now when the cell shrinks or becomes flaccid, this specific condition, when cell membrane leaves its place, cytoplasm shrinks, leaves its place, then this specific condition is called plasmolysed. You have to use this keyword. This is very important that you use this keyword when you are referring to hypertonic plant cell conditions. Now this is a quick recap. This is another diagram. This is how the cell will look in isotonic conditions. The amount of water entering is equals to amount of water leaving the cell. In case of hypotonic solution, water will enter the cell and cell will become turgid, while in case of hypertonic solution, cell will leave and it will become flaccid or plasmolysed. And this is the significance of osmosis. You can see when there is no osmosis, there is no turgor pressure and plant will wilt, while due to osmosis, plant cell will remain turgid and stay normal. Okay beta, this is all from today's lesson. Please go to the video and learn the topic, understand the concept, and then solve the assignment. Allah Hafiz. Thank you students. Best of luck. Allah Hafiz.